Alright guys, what's up? We're back. Today we're actually going to be making our quarterfinals of the Club World Cup predictions. Some of the matches that are going to be playing are Fluminense versus Al Hilal, PSG versus Bayern, Real Madrid versus Dortmund, and Palmeiras versus Chelsea. I have a few things to say about each game. I'm not going to ramble on too long. I just have some notes that I've taken just to kind of give you my thoughts, give you my predictions overall. First thing I'm going to talk about is Palmeiras versus Chelsea. So Palmeiras is, I think, the only other Brazilian side left in the tournament so far. It's them and Fluminense left. To be honest with you guys, I think Fluminense is the strongest Brazilian side left in the tournament right now. Palmeiras, my problem with them is they don't have a lot of confident wins. They did have that comeback against Inter Miami, but again, Inter Miami is not that great of a side. They did beat Botafogo, and Botafogo is definitely a very challenging team to beat, especially with Botafogo's defensive style. But again, Palmeiras is pretty used to that style themselves, so it's not too foreign for them. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't think that Palmeiras is a strong enough side to beat Chelsea, even though this Chelsea side by no means is the strongest Chelsea side we've ever seen. Palmeiras just does not look very convincing. I don't know how else to word it to you guys. To me, it looks like they have a defensive strategy, and other than that, they're like what I've been saying about all the other teams that have this very similar style. If you're just gonna defend and try to out football the European giants, you have to keep them from scoring at all costs early on. And to be honest, I really think that Chelsea can break down this defense, and I think they can score, and I think they'll win. I really do. So when it comes to that match, I'm picking Chelsea to advance through. Again, I don't think Chelsea's gonna win the whole thing, to be honest. But when it comes to those two, Palmeiras has just not been very convincing to me. I'm going to have to go Chelsea. Fluminense versus Al Hilal. This is a very interesting game. Again, everything I'm saying here is my opinion. I did say I have a time machine. I did make that claim. But this is all my opinion. You know, I just love the sport, all right? So don't get too mad at me. So when I see these two teams, Al Hilal has been playing absolutely brilliantly in this tournament. They've been playing absolutely phenomenally. When you see their attack, their build-up play against these top teams like Manchester City, Real Madrid, they don't seem to shake at all. They're not intimidated by these teams. I guess the way you could look at this match is Fluminense obviously has this very comfortable defensive style. The way I'm looking at this game, would you rather bet on a very strong defensive side or a great attack and pretty good defense? I don't think Fluminense's attack is anything crazy. I think Fluminense play very well whenever the other team needs to score, and they just sit back and counter over and over. We saw that against Inter Milan. It worked like a charm. The thing that I see is that Al Hilal, I really do think, because of how they've been playing in this tournament, I really do think they're good enough to break down this defensive side. Again, if you're gonna bet on just having the strongest defense, just a wall and no goals, I don't think that's a safe bet at this stage of a tournament, right? Where it's a quarterfinal. If Fluminense shows up and just defends, I think Al Hilal can win this. I don't think it's going to be easy by any means. Don't get me wrong. I just think from 90 minutes, Al Hilal's attack, in my opinion, is good enough that I think that they can break down this defense eventually. But when I look at it realistically, do I have the same confidence in Fluminense's attack against Al Hilal's defense? I don't think so. Because Al Hilal, we've seen it against Manchester City. If they're winning and they know the time, the clock's ticking, they all just sit back and they defend with their lives, right? Fluminense does that as well, but the main difference between the two is I think Al Hilal has the better attack. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that whoever scores first is really going to establish how the other team is going to have to play. But if it's like 0-0 to like the 80th minute, I still would probably pick Al Hilal because I think that they're just the better offensive side. I really do. I don't say this by a landslide at all. Fluminense very easily could win this. I don't think there's a runaway winner at all here. I think you could, if someone said they're betting on Fluminense and someone said they're betting on Al Hilal, I think you would look at it evenly. Like, fair enough. We'll just see on the day. I'm going to go with Al Hilal just because I think that their attack is better than their defense. I think their attack is better than Fluminense's attack. And overall, having just a strong defense, as we've seen throughout the tournament, is not really enough to get you over the line against some of the better attacking teams in the tournament. So my pick, I'm going to go Al Hilal. PSG versus Bayern. Holy That's gonna be a game. Everyone's gonna be like, we all know everyone's gonna be watching this game because this is the all eyes on me game of this stage of the tournament. I gotta be honest, this is a really hard game to predict because I am not gonna sit here and tell you again, there is no runaway winner here. This is really like, I think at its worst could be seen as like a 60-40 on who it could win. I think it's super, super close. Let's just get the obvious. Let's state the obvious, okay? PSG are the European champions, debatably the best team in Europe. We know this. I don't think anyone has a problem admitting that at this point. They won basically everything, and if they beat Bayern, I think they'll probably win the Club World Cup, which means they'll literally have won everything. The thing with this matchup is that Bayern is actually very good. Like, hot take. From what we've seen from Olise throughout this tournament, he's been very, very good throughout the Club World Cup, by the way. And when you also have players like Kane who can just score out of nowhere, I don't know. If you're asking me who I think the better side is squad versus squad, I would go PSG. I think they're more well-rounded. I think that their attack, their midfield, and their defense compared to Bayern's attack, midfield, and defense, I would go PSG. I think theirs is better. But again, it's not by a landslide by any means. For me, it just seems like the safe option is PSG, but this really could go either way. I'm going to say PSG because I think that this team with Luis Enrique's tactics is very, very comfortable with their style. I think they know what to do, right? I think my thing is when you have a UCL finalist, right? A finalist team, and they won that final 5-0, and this is the tournament like right after, their confidence is through the roof. I know they lost to Botafogo, whatever. They made Inter Miami look like a training session. You can tell this team on their day, they're the best team in the world, no doubt. I don't know. Again, it's not by a landslide by any means. There is 100% chance that I am wrong and Bayern beat this team, but I don't think it would. I don't know. I really don't see this being a like PSG destroys Bayern and Bayern destroys PSG. I'm looking at maybe like a 2-1 scoreline. I'm really not sure. These two giants, it's very hard. It's very hard to predict. I'm going to go PSG because honestly, I've been saying it since the beginning. I think PSG is the team that's going to win the entire tournament. This is the one test to like my prediction. And if this prediction holds up, then I really think PSG is going to win the whole thing. My prediction for this, PSG. Real Madrid versus Dortmund. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think Dortmund plays pretty well. I think they play pretty good football. I guess against Monterrey, they played very, very well. The thing is, if we're talking just about the facts about the two squads, when you compare the two, obviously Real Madrid is the more stacked side. You know, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, Bellingham. You get, well, the older Bellingham. To be honest, I don't know. This is going to sound so cringe, and it low-key is. It's just like club heritage. I don't know. I have this feeling that like even as a Barca fan, I don't know, I would never confidently tell anyone to bet against Real Madrid in an elimination stage of a tournament, especially like a quarterfinal. When I see Dortmund versus Real Madrid, especially with the fact that there was a UCL final not too long ago where Real Madrid beat them, I think that's still looming in Dortmund's heads. Well, we're gonna see. I think, in my opinion, it's either gonna be Dortmund gets their revenge and they knock out Real Madrid. I don't really think that's likely. Or Real Madrid's just going to big bro the out of Dortmund. And that I could very much see. I'm making this prediction just based on when it comes to the squads. I think that Real Madrid's the stronger side. I don't want to count out Dortmund because Adeyemi and the other Bellingham and Goretzka, they're all great, but it's very hard whenever it's Real Madrid. I don't know. I know you guys understand what I'm saying. Betting against Real Madrid at any stage of a tournament like this, it's never a safe bet. It's just club heritage. The fact that Real Madrid beat Dortmund in the UCL final a couple of years ago, I think that's going to be looming over Dortmund's heads. I think they're going to feel like they had, like, it's the pressure's on them. Guys, I got to be honest, the lineups, even just on paper and even watching them played, I'm sorry, I don't know how you could confidently think Real Madrid wouldn't win, to be honest. Again, it's not that Dortmund is a weak side, it's Real Madrid and it's their heritage. I think that Real Madrid's going to go through. It's as simple as that. Let me know what you guys think about this Club World Cup. Let me know who you think is going to win the quarterfinals. These are my predictions. Again, there's always room for interpretation. There's always room for debate. All right, you guys can always share your opinions. Just try to keep it respectful, okay? I'm not here to antagonize anyone. I'm just here just talking about the sport I love. You can do the same thing. Let's all have fun, and let's all watch the games. These are my predictions. Let me know what you guys think about the video in the comments below. If you guys do like this video, like, share, subscribe, and you know I love you guys. I'm posting daily football videos, so if you do enjoy football content, again, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.